What's up, guys? How are you? Welcome into a Friday morning episode of the Daily Juice Podcast. My name is Matt Perrault. You guys can follow me across all of my socials at Sports Talk Matt, and we are back after a predictable outcome. Sports gambling is funky. You know, we win 4.8 units on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. And then on Thursday, we lose 4.5 units. The Cleveland money line, ouch. The under, no. The Rams, never in question, but the teaser, man. That was right there for the Rams to win that game. Overtime. I don't mind going for it on fourth down. I mean, I would have kicked it personally to tie. You're at home. Play for the tie at home. Kick it. Keep it going. But I think the game could have ended in a tie. Mac Jones was banged up. I think there was a decent shot that game actually would have been a tie and we would have lost anyway. So I didn't hate going for it. Go score a touchdown, and then we cover. Got stopped on fourth down. But, I mean, we do have that bet on the 49ers to win the NFC West. So, because we have that bet, I'm not that angry. Mac Jones is 3-0 as a starter. And that could be a game that if they win when they play back in San Francisco, if the Niners get healthy, and if the Niners defense plays like that, I mean, I thought they played much better, way better than I thought they were going to play, even though there were big plays all over the place. I mean, the fumble at the goal line, how many times is that going to burn me? Through 5 weeks so far in the NFL, I am really tired of fumbles. It's amazing because the interception rate in the NFL is way down, like way, way down. But the fumble rate is way up. Why? I don't know if it's because defenses are teaching it more or running backs just aren't holding on to the football, but there are running backs and wide receivers fumbling all over the place in the NFL, in particular down by the goal line, like last night. Just blah. So the funny part about it is we're still up for the week. 4.8 up, 4.5 down. It's 0.3. But we're up. I don't love the card today. I have two bets for us here on a Friday, and we have a huge Saturday and a huge Sunday all to come. So we will be heavily involved on Saturday and Sunday. So no need to get involved. There's no baseball today, so nothing to get too crazy about. We'll get into the baseball on Saturday, get into the UFC card on Saturday, college football on Saturday. We'll have a huge card. It's going to be one of the bigger cards of the year, betting-wise, coming up on Saturday. But it is fun. The universe sometimes can give you a little bit of a pick-me-up because my daughter and my sister and I have this little triangle going on with Taylor Swift. So if you're a girl dad, and I love being a girl dad. I love being a dad, but I love being a girl dad. And my daughter and I, it's just fun listening when Taylor Swift has a new album come out. For us on the West Coast, it was 9 p.m., so I was able to listen to it with my daughter and give our first thoughts on it, and we'll do a full breakdown, and we'll do our little reviews, and we'll spend the next couple of weeks, dissecting it and talking about it. I took my sister to go see Taylor when my sister was about 10. I took my daughter to go see Taylor when she was 8. So it's funny. My sister, if you guys don't know the story, my mom and I are closer in age than my sister and I are. My sister's 25. So my mom was 18 when she had me. So there's this very strange thing. If you guys know the Taylor Swift lore of the Rain show at Foxborough Stadium, I had front row tickets to that. I took my mom and my sister to go to that. And then we, here in Vegas, went to the Eras Tour. And it just snapped me out of it. Who cares? At the end of the day, who really cares? I was up 4.8 units on the week, and then I lost 4.5. And so, technically I didn't lose anything, but, I do really want to finish this year out strong. I do really want to have a winning year. And we're up 41 units, I think, right now on the year. So I really want to come out. I would love to finish up 50 units. I've never done that. That's a goal that I've set for myself to try to do that. I don't know if it's going to be possible, but it's good to have goals. So that would be a really successful 2025 after a really unsuccessful 2024. So it would make up for the 25 units we lost in 24 and double it basically and be profitable. So over the last 2 years. So that's kind of a goal of myself, but I don't know. We'll see how the year. Football always is kind of a roller coaster ride, an up and down type of situation. So baseball's been very, very good. I can't wait to start betting hockey next week. I mean, that's exciting. I know you guys have asked about hockey futures. I think we'll get into that probably on Monday, like right before the year begins. I'll have a couple of win total bets that we'll get into. And there's a couple of moves that I want to see. If Carter Hart signs with the Golden Knights, I might need to get on that before that news comes out. But for a win total perspective for Vegas, but we'll see how, when probably Monday, we'll probably get into some futures for hockey, but this is a big sports weekend, a lot of fun to bet sports-wise. So I got 2 bets going. WNBA Finals starts tonight here in Vegas between the Phoenix Mercury and the Vegas Aces. Got to play on that, and then 1 college football. I don't love the college football games tonight. There's one game that I'll get into and I'll bet, but I don't love the college slate here tonight on a Friday. But let's talk about our friends at Hard Rock Bet. Brought to you by Hard Rock Bet. Check out the Hard Rock Bet Sportsbook app this weekend. If you haven't yet, you can see trending picks, the most bet upsets, and so much more. Follow the money and see a breakdown of all games all week. Rivalries, upsets, chaos. College football is at its best when you're part of the action. So sign up with Hard Rock Bet today. Place your first $5 bet, and if it wins, you'll score $150 in bonus bets on top of your winnings. Don't sit on the sidelines. Download Hard Rock Bet now. Plus, you guys can check out all the college football parlay boosts that are out there. Same game parlay, SGB Max on your bets, so they pay extra. New promos every day, so if you're listening to this later, just open up the app and check out what you've got on any day of the week. Download the Hard Rock Bet app and make your first deposit today. All right, so other thing. Sorry, forgot about the other one. Sorry. Where did that go? So here's the thing. The Phoenix Mercury are taking on a Vegas Aces team that just really struggled with the Indiana Fever. No Caitlin Clark, Indiana Fever. No Sophia Cunningham, Indiana Fever. Very well coached Indiana Fever, but like Vegas, after they won the 17 games in a row, have been kind of And Asia Wilson's doing incredible things. 30-20, she's absolutely putting on the Superwoman cape and carrying this basketball team. But the Mercury dispatched of what, in my mind, was the best team in the W in the Minnesota Lynx. And they're rested in a game 1 setting where they get to come in well-versed in what Vegas can do because they can't beat Vegas. They haven't been able to. So in a best-of-7 series, the game to take the dog is the first game, is game 1, because the team that was just playing could be a bit tired. The team rested, comes in, takes care of business. We've seen this with Vegas before where they haven't played well in game 1 of a series. So I think there's real value here on taking the Phoenix Mercury at plus 3.5, even though the Aces have had their number. Now, I have a 3-1 ticket on Vegas to win the championship, okay? They are minus 130 favorites. I thought they would be a much bigger favorite over Phoenix than they are. And that tells me that the books think this is going to be a tight series. They think the Mercury have a shot. And they know that at least here in town in Vegas, everyone's going to bet the Aces to win their 3rd championship in 4 years. And Vegas very well might win this and might, dominate the series. But I think in game 1, I think we have a shot. And the number's 3.5. I like this number being over 1 possession for Vegas because I think the Mercury, and I watched the game right up against the Fever in game 5. It went to overtime, and the Fever just ran out of gas. They were too banged up. They had to win that game in regulation, and they couldn't. And so Vegas at home, more depth, more talent, just outlasted them and won the game. They ultimately covered in game 5, which was amazing. The number was 7. They won by 8. So that was somewhat surprising. But I think in game 1, I'm going to come in here. I'm going to take the Mercury. Give me the dog at plus 3.5 up against Vegas. I just don't think there's a lot of good mojo going towards the Aces here. I know they're at home, but This is a game where maybe they exhale a little bit after a really hard-fought series against a team in Indiana that should have been a relatively easy series given the injuries that Indiana had. Give me the Mercury in game one. Phoenix plus 3.5 for 1.1 units. Now, only one college game I want to talk about, and that's West Virginia at BYU. The number is 19. Look, in the history of the Daily Juice, I can't tell you the last time I laid 19 points, and I recommended that. But West Virginia on the road at Kansas lost by 31. West Virginia at home against Utah lost by 34. Those numbers were 12 and 13.5. This number is 19. BYU beat Portland State by 69. They beat Stanford at home, laying 20.5 points. They won by 24. They're coming off of a hard-fought, come-from-behind victory against Colorado, but this game's in Provo, one of the toughest places to play in college football. And West Virginia is going to go on the road after getting beaten up by a physical Utah team, and they're going to go play BYU. I mean, that's a brutal schedule, going home against Utah, and then on the road against BYU on a short week. They played Saturday. Here's on Friday. I have no clue how West Virginia keeps this game close, okay? Their team total is 13.5. I probably would bet the under in that. BYU has been an under team for the most part this season. They haven't had a ton of games where, in terms of a total perspective, the only game that's gone over for them was the first game in which they scored 69 points. The total for Stanford was 44.5. It was a 27-3 win. That could very well be what this game is here, like 28, 24-3, somewhere in that range. And so we're laying 18.5 points. They cover that, but the game stays under. So I do lean towards the under in this game. Under 44.5 against Stanford hit, under 50 against East Carolina hit, and under 49 against Colorado hit. So if you want something extra in the game, I think betting the under isn't a horrible play, in particular because West Virginia on the road, both their games on the road this year have gone under. Against Ohio, it was 58.5. Total fell 27. And against Kansas, it was 54, and the total fell 51. So don't mind the under, but if turnovers happen for West Virginia, that's how the over hits. It's only 46.5. It's kind of low. Team total is about 33.5, 34 for BYU. I don't love recommending it, but I think it's the play. Lay the 19 points with BYU here to go ahead and take care of business. Again, I don't like laying 19, but West Virginia, we've bet against them the last 2 weeks. Let's bet against them again. Keep it rolling. BYU minus 19 for 1.1 units. So just two plays for us here on a Friday. The Mercury plus 3.5 for 1.1 units, and BYU minus 19 also at minus 110 for 1.1 units. Like I mentioned, Saturday, tomorrow, we're going to have a ton of stuff going on. We've got the Discord channel, or not tomorrow, but tomorrow from today. We'll have the Discord channel chat. We'll have Major League Baseball playoff action. We'll have massive college football and UFC 320 happening here in Las Vegas. I'm not going to it because of my arm. I wish. I want to go to it, but I've been told to stay away from large crowds just because of my shoulder. So I'm not going. I'm kind of bummed out about not going to it, but hopefully there'll be another card this year I'll be able to go to see in person. But we have a big fight card here in Vegas, so we'll have some UFC fight bets to give you guys coming up tomorrow on the podcast. My name is Matt Perrault. You guys can follow me across all my socials at Sports Talk Matt every morning, wherever you guys get your podcasts. It is the Daily Juice.